Onto your seats, kiddies. It's time for the game where everyone competes for a shot at street stardom, Bingo! And yours truly, DJ Professor K, will bring you the lowdown on this event. Two teams of Rudies are about to race through the streets of Tokyo To to complete their bingo board objectives. For every soul and character they unlock, they'll receive a point. If a team manages to cover an area in graffiti, they'll get a whopping 3 points. But they better watch their backs, because it's first come, first serve around these parts. Only one team can claim each square, and we don't hand out no consolation prizes for second place losers. Ha 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 ha! If a team can work together and mark 5 squares in a row, column, or a diagonal, they'll secure a bingo and be rewarded with a 2-point bonus. Ooh! Oh, and one final thing. Don't forget, this game is all about working together with your teammate. So any tape pickups, stolen locks, and graffiti completions will be synced between team members. Don't try to solo it alone, you jackass. All right, let's hit this joint. It's time for another round of Jet Set Radio Bingo!
Hello everyone and welcome to the second semi-finals match of Jet Set Radio Future Bingo, where we'll have our final 2 teams compete to see who will be facing off against the Hype Beasts in the grand finals. Our first team today is a team that's out to reroute the entire competition and convince us that their name isn't a typo. It's Nationless and Lows from Team Rollberblades. And going up against them today, we have a team joining us from an alternate universe where people pronounce Jet Set Radio as Jet Set Radio. We have 7th Ace and Vane from Cyberfunk 2066. And in the commentator's box today, we have the duo that thought Times Square was a holiday resort for maths teachers. It's Ekla, Precious and Ace Bats. Happy birthday, Ekla!
I knew it was coming. Welcome back to JSRF Bingo, everybody, for a very special birthday edition. It's the semi-finals. It's Rollberblades versus Cyberfunk 2066. Yeah, we haven't seen too terribly much of Cyberfunk, but I liked what I saw, and curious to see how everyone gets back into the game after our brief break coming into semi-finals.
I mean,
I'm sure our players are ready.
Yeah, it's very good because, you know, Cyberpunk 2066 is kind of a bit of a wild card. I mean, both players very strong. Rollberblades, they can be a bit all over the place, but when they get going, they hit hard. So I don't know what's, you know, which way it's going to go. I am wondering what's on that bingo board, so I'm going to have a quick peek. Hope that the stream will see it shortly.
Yes, our players are ready, so we're going to peek the board. Let's get started. Game 1, what do we got?
Well, I can immediately see Kibo Air 4, the best soul in the game. But, you know, more seriously, should be... Ekla?
Yeah? What's wrong? What's wrong, Ace Bats?
Is this stream sponsored by the Communist Party or something? Why is this board so red?
Yeah, it is actually. How did you know? It's a very Kogani heavy board. I'm a fan of it because that means not a lot in Shibuya, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm totally over the early Shibuya rush. Ooh, I mean, we've got Summer Bus, we've got Dokkan Pass Statue, we've got Hikage Cubby. It's not bad, but there's not game deciding points in Shibuya this time around. And yeah, I think Kogani could be interesting. It's very dense. There's a lot of stuff in RDH. Could be an interesting scramble to see where people go off the break because there's a lot of good options.
This feels custom made because all these Kogane squares are not a single Kogane bingo. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like
you've got the Road 2 where
one.
you've got just past statue and then 4 Kogane, and then you've got the Highway Zero tricks in the bottom left corner, which sets up for, you know, a 4 Kogane bingo in column 1, but yeah, nothing that's like outstanding to me in terms of what
Say that, Losa immediately. I mean, a lot of the souls in all of the souls are the defaults in Shibuya-cho. So I mean, given that Losa is completely uncontested here, and Vane and Ace going for a co-op unlock off the bat. Oh, Nay misses the tape though. This may be a good decision maker. I mean,
co-op
Losa's
from 7th Ace and
doing
Vane?
whatever. Yeah.
For
That's
RDH points, that's
immediately,
cool.
but Ney not going for points, instead opting for the grind. So
Yeah,
that's
grind
a
is
very
good if you
start.
want to immediately go deeper into Kogane afterwards, which may be the play here from Ney.
Yeah,
So
I
they might
mean,
turn around for teleportation, and that could be close because Ace is also going for it. And Ney has a little bit of a movement issue, which means that Ace will beat them to it. Very
okay.
fast early game here, though, because Los is cleaning house in Shibuya-cho, which means currently it's 4 points to 3 in the favor of Rollberblades. Ney getting sniped to that soul on top of station is actually also going to be leaving RDH a little bit slower as Ace goes deeper. Ney going deeper into sewers as well. Vayne staying in RDH. What else is there here?
Rift,
Oh, Rift, yeah.
which is a really quick one if Vayne can, make his way up there. Because, I mean, the big thing when it comes to the co-op mod is you do get to skip those cutscenes, which make Rift actually very, very quick. And that does block one of the, I mean, the thing I'm thinking of right now is because of the sweep in Shibuya-cho, which I'm assuming that those will get, there's a lot of bingo threats that are actually available now. I mean, both Vayne and Ace at this moment in time being in Shibuya-cho, I mean, in Kogane-cho, I should say, they can't threaten any bingos unless one of them leaves. And I think it's very obvious that, they're both there at the moment. Vayne leaving, though, so I assume we're going to see...
Vayne into Benton now feels pretty good.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean...
in the
I feel like
same
you
way
have
that
to.
Ney and Losa split the areas, they're kind of locked into what they're doing right now, and they don't really have a whole lot of viable bingos, just because Rith did a good job of blocking both row 2, column 4. And if Vayne's the first one into Benton-cho, he can get a little bit of control of those somewhat important squares. You've got the bottom left to top right, could be viable for Cyberfunk. The column 2 they have a lot of progress on right now is going to be blocked by Past Statue, meaning that FRZ Graffiti is not a threat. And other than that, they don't have a whole lot of bingos working for them, but the diagonal could be sneaky and would also block anything that Rollberblades try to set up on a row 1 or a column 5, for example. So yeah, going into Benton, I think, is a smart play here from Vayne.
And the big question is, where is Losa going to go? Because I think Losa and Nationus, their combined decision right now, I think will shift the flow of this entire match. They've got a few points up at the moment, which isn't bad. Ney opting to do a bit of graffiti while they're here. Not a bad play. We're going to see Losa. What I want to see is 99. Really forcing that Kibo Air 4.
Column 3 for Rollberblades?
Column 3.
There's no way. Ace is in Kibo.
Yeah, no, I think Kibo is going to block a lot of the important stuff, and I think as soon as Ace marks anything in Kibo, that's just going to turn this game into more of a point attack.
And as soon as that gets locked in, Rollberblades do have to respond to the bottom left, top right, which I don't know if they can. I mean, Losa's into Benton-cho right now. He's in 99th to pick up the special, so that might be the play.
I think that's...
because Vayne went deep into Dino, actually, so maybe Cyberfunk weren't actually threatening that bottom left to top right diagonal bingo. And yeah, this might end up just being a points game. So I'm willing to bet that Ney does make some more progress on FRZ Graffiti after this. I think it's the right time for it after we had a really, really fast early game. 14 points in the first under 5 minutes of the game. Now 15, 16, 15?
Yeah.
15. Maths. I can't do that. Yeah, but 5 minutes into the game and we're already very close to a potential conclusion here.
Yeah, I mean... I'm looking at
the upper route here to special. I think this is the faster way to do it. We figured that out. That's cool.
Special is quite a big commitment, but what it does do is remove all of the bingo threats from Cyberfunk. Getting this one square means there's no other possible bingos. Rollberblades are threatening multiple bingos at this moment in time. None of them are anything I think they can lock in because Kibo is Kibo and Ace is in Kibo. So unless, we see Kibo death, which would be wild, Ace is going to be able to block these issues. However, depending on when Losa goes next, we will kind of see if, if there's anything left in Kogane. Will that be what Losa does?
Well, let's look at win conditions here, right? Because if FRZ gets locked in here by Rollberblades, which Ney is uncontested to, then they only need one more square to win the game. And Cyberfunk cannot score a bingo. Wait, hold on. I can't do maths. 2 more to win the game. But Losa just needs to pick up 2 more squares somewhere on the board. It's getting to crunch time, I feel. Vayne is still in Dino, but can leave and get to SDPP to take floating pink half-pipes, for example. Losa's heading into Kogane. Ace is still in Kibo. You've got Kibo points. You've got... actually, that's just... Yeah, just Kibo points now left in Kibo. Then Tube Soul and Sua's Grind. Ney finishing off... Oh, is going to be able to pick up Tube Soul. That actually closes down the win condition yet further. So Losa just needs one thing. It's going to be Sua's Grind here. And is actually turning around to leave. Vayne is now in SDPP, but doesn't look like he's going for floating pink half pipes.
I mean, by the time...
Losa's got to make a good call here, but what's Vayne doing?
I think Vayne is leaving to go to Kogane, but... Oh, wait, no, Vayne is going back into... Oh, I'm really liking this immediately because it feels like no one knows what the best play is. There's so much mystery, and both teams are so close to winning. I mean, Cyberfunk need to get both these squares. Losa just needs to get one at the end of the day, right? So
if Losa makes the right call here, they win the game. Vayne needs to somehow bait Losa into going for floating pink half pipes, which Losa might be doing.
But there's
the matter of Vayne then also needs to then beat him to Highway Zero's tricks. So depending on how deep Losa goes for this, by the time Vayne locks it, it could be a really, really close race here.
I mean, it looks like Vayne's going for the good way to leave, or I say to leave.
The
going
out
back
map
to center. So they're going to be neck and neck, I think. Losa maybe a slight
Vayne actually might
advantage?
get out ahead here.
I mean, with boosts just going fast as heck, that would mean that the win
very
condition
close.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it right now, they really are just neck and neck on the way out.
And the craziest thing about this is that Ace is uncontested in sewers and will lock in grind, meaning that Highway Zero Tricks decides the game.
Yeah.
Whoever gets this wins the game outright. What a fantastic, high pace, high tempo, and really strategically interesting game 1 of this best of 5.
I mean, we could always see Sewer Comedy Hour, right?
Ooh, Losa's going for the pre-unlock. If he can lock this in, that would be so, so cool.
The pre-unlock would be kind of critical as well right now. It's one of those where it does look like it would make the difference. If this gets flubbed, it's all over, I think.
Yeah, Vayne has the tape and is starting the conventional unlock, using his advantage. Losa needs to land this,
landing on the tape.
Gets the tape.
67 tricks!
That could be the difference. If Vayne unlocks here and doesn't mess this up, it should surely be the game locked in for Cyberfunk 2066.
I mean, Vayne's got distance, and Vayne's mid-unlock. I think... Oh god, that is...
Can't mess this up from here, surely.
Okay,
that's tricks unlocked. It's going to be the game for Cyberfunk, down to the very last square. But that is it. Locked in.
That's it.
14 points to win. Cyberfunk 2066 take game 1. That game was under 10 minutes, and that was one of the best we've seen this season so far.
Down to 1 square. I hate to say it, but this is one of those games where weight strats would have worked.
Nah, we don't acknowledge those. Those don't exist. Alrighty, let's get the second board then, if our players are ready for game 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
wow,
that
was so good. I say this all the time, but I immediately want to go back and rewatch that one. 10 minutes on the clock, 24 points between the two teams, and it went down to the last square. Fantastic game 1. I
Both
will.
teams have opening gambits, and they're both really good.
I will spoil something. I actually generated this board ahead of time and played it through myself in kind of a pinball scenario. And that's actually how I chose this board. I was just like, I'm going to play a little bit of pinball. And I generated this board, and I was like, this board kind of goes crazy, actually. We should use this for a match. And I'm glad that it delivered. Whew. All right. Well, we're just waiting for our players, but I can bring the new board in. So let's see what we've got for game 2.
Ooh.
Oh, it's another Kogane stacked board.
Oh my god. You've almost got a cross down the middle with Kogane and Ikage. And another... Well, you just don't like Shibuya-cho, huh? This one...
No.
Bit less in the way of defaults. The Shibuya-cho really does not feel like a good, valuable place to go. But I imagine that center square may come into play at some point. Can't discount a center square no matter how silly it may be. Quite a handful of defaults in Ben 10, not bad. But yeah, this once again, Kogane stacked, Kibo, Suez, yeah, there's a bit all over the place. The graffitis are interesting.
I'm already getting flamed in Mingo Sync chat for this board.
I don't blame them.
Listen, someone has to make the boards. I don't see anyone else volunteering.
True.
But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys like Kogane.
That's very true.
Alrighty, let me have a peep. All I saw about this board was it's Kogane stacked, and that's kind of it, really. Specifically, though, the row 5 is bottom point, double Kibo, Suez entrance. If you want to commit to Kibo, that row 5 is actually kind of exciting as an early bingo. This time we will see 3 to Kogane once more, and this time it's Vayne, who will be alone in Shibuya Terminal. So
really?
Similar start to game 1, but flipped, as we see Vayne just playing cleanup on these quick defaults. Shibuya platform, Hikage crane. And other than that, it's going to be early Rith for Losa. Ney going for the tape, and Ace going deeper into Suez.
I'm interested by this play, because again, there's only a handful of Shibuya squares, but unlike the last game, they're not really quick. I mean, Hikage
but you do have
this.
Double bottom point on the top, bottom left to top right.
Ooh, that is true with a highway
Hikage
0.
Shibuya.
It just feels like
if
such
Vayne
a...
just cleans Shibuya here and then goes to Highway 0, it's a potential bingo play. There is still the row 5, which, I mean, the row 5 is crazy, right? But it could still happen, and that could clash with that potential diagonal bingo as well.
I'm really wondering where this is going to go. I mean, we've got Ace in bottom point, so I think that diagonal is basically a freebie, assuming that Ace can just, lock both of these in.
Ooh, but Losa's going into Bentoncho right here, and Bentoncho is fine, right? You have the light wall ride, which contributes to the row 5, which, they can block the potential building row 5 threat, as well as work towards their own plays. I mean, it's row 4 is kind of crazy, right? But it's not impossible.
We're getting a 99th tape, which I'm not sure how I feel about that.
99th there's pretty quick, though, if you just want points in the early game.
I suppose the way I see it is, hypothetically, if we're thinking mind games right now, Ace having some trouble in bottom point, if we're thinking mind games, I think Losa and Ney kind of just went, oh yeah, by the way, we're going double Kogane, and we're nowhere else. So, they're not really hiding their location. I don't think they have to. But it's going to be interesting to see where Losa goes next. I think, Ney's picked up on that diagonal. It's like, just go Highway 0. Nothing else matters. You need Highway 0. Entrance pillar, is a freebie. I think you can tell by the distance you've got to travel and grind 20 that not going for pillar feels like a needless optimization at this stage in the game. So I'm hoping.
Yeah, again, it's just points, right?
Yeah.
For Rollberblades. That's what they need more than
There we
anything
go.
right now, and being able to pick up that point on the way to blocking out the bingo threat, I think is really good for Rollberblades. It puts them right back in this game. Does mean that they don't have any bingo threats of their own, because most of that diagonal was finished, and then they can't do anything on the column 5 or the row 1. But there's still graffiti, and yeah, just picking up points at this stage of the game will keep them in it and take away that bingo threat. And Cyberfunk will not have any bingo threats of their own outside of the row column 2, which is Dino, FRZ, and 99th. It's not impossible, and Vane's actually working towards the light wall ride here and now.
I'm loving this. I mean, they can deal with the FRZ, but the board control right now is going a bit crazy.
Yeah, Cyberpunk 2066 have done well in the board control department early on. You know, amassing an early points lead and working towards the most important part of the diagonal bingo, other than locking in the bingo, is the board control that it gives you, right? So just picking up squares along that diagonal is still very powerful, even if you can't confirm the bingo. And it does also mean that Losa ends up in Highway 0, which is very far away from everything else, just to pick up Air 5, which is one of the longest souls in the area, right? So you're making Rollberblades use up a lot of time just to respond to your threat, which allows Cyberfunk to keep their lead rolling in their favor.
And clean stall launch from 7th base, leading them about halfway through Kibo, which is very good, very handy for time save. Boogie, just on the way. No reason not to, really. It's just a free square.
Yeah, if you're in Kibo and you're committing all the way, you might as well. I mean, they're on the same row, it works towards the bingo. But even if the bingo... Ooh, nice. Little boogie maneuver there. Picks it up, locks it in.
Oh, here we go.
The bingo is building, and I think Rollberblades will really struggle to respond to this. I mean, there's nothing they can do about this bingo, so they just have to pick up points.
Yeah.
It is looking like graffiti time. Bingo for Cyberpunk 2066.
16 to win, that just means 4 squares. I was expecting Vane and Losa to kind of trade blows in Sky Dino, but, you know, Losa opting to not do that, which does make this a bit precarious. Oh, wait, maybe changing their mind?
Yeah, 3 points in Dino. Vane's going for the extra cool 100 tricks unlock here. Vane is gaming. I mean, I've talked about it a couple times this season already, but remember that Vane was very new to JSRF at the start of Bingo, and he's just taken off. Already a top 10 any % runner, and showing the skills there with that unlock to pick up the 100 tricks unlock and quickly pick up the soul as well. Losa needs to get something out of this area just to slow Cyberpunk's roll a little bit.
Ooh, Vane with a bit of a silly drop.
Calculated.
Okay, Tricks 100 marked, so that means that the tape is acquired, and that is known by Losa. I think
Losa can go straight to Bronto here, yeah.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's hypothetically possible to snipe to another soul, but I feel like...
Losa's got to get tape, though, is the thing.
Yeah.
Looks like Vane may be also committing to grind. It could still be close. Losa's going for the tricks unlock. Losa's not reading the board.
Interesting.
I mean, it was cool as hell. Does this also unlock grind? Was that a double unlock?
Yeah, it was double.
Okay, so never mind. I was unfamiliar with your game, but unfortunately I think Vane just has the advantage to work with here to pick up grind, snipe that away from Losa, and that may just confirm the game.
Bronto.
Losa can get Bronto, and he needs to save the game here, because it is 1 point to go for Cyberpunk to win this one. The Bingo really just putting them in the position they needed to succeed. They've just had Rollberblades running circles around this map right now, trying to catch up this entire
We've got
game.
Ace going for the killing blow, so no matter what, you know, grab whatever squares you can. Vane just needs 1 square. you know, Losum
Losa ahead to Bronto, though, can at least slow things down for a moment, but it's a big uphill struggle for Rollberblades now. The issue that they have is they need everything on this board.
Mm.
And Ace has just been big chilling in Kogane this entire game, is working on Sua's Graffiti. This is a very Ace play, just to go for the like confirmed victory. If you only need one more square to win, you know, you can go for Graffiti whilst your teammate is, you know, fighting tooth and nail against an opponent. Because chances are of you being contested in Sua's Graffiti right now is almost zero. Rollberblades have so much more that they need to do. Ace
knew that, you know, it's a Graffiti and a square. So if Vayne does really well,
it's also another bingo.
The Z bingo. This is what we call Z fighting. Oh, but here we go. This is the Ace Sewers experience.
Yeah, I mean, if Ace falls down in Sewers for the next 15 minutes or so, I think Rollberblades can take this game. Nay's working on 99th Graffiti, pretty uncontested. So Losa did win to Bronzo, which means he is also ever so slightly out ahead of Vayne to everything else. He now needs to beat Vayne to Chuo Air and RDH Special, and somehow Rollberblades need to generate a third player on the map and go to Sewers and beat Ace to Sewers Graffiti, which Ace has the advantage to. It looks like actually they're going to work on the co-op 99th Graffiti here. Oh, actually, Nay is leaving. This is really smart from Rollberblades, just these micro little things that they're really good at, where Nay was in a better position to leave 99th, so Nay leaves, Losa takes over 99th Graffiti, and that means that Nay is out further ahead to RDH for RDH Special. May have to go to Sewers as well for the Graffiti, which means, unfortunately, Vayne makes the right call. Yeah. I mean, it was a 50-50, right? Vayne could have gone into Kogane to go to Special, and Nay would have beaten him to it. Nay with the sexy IL jump there, as expected. My goat will unlock RDH Special and lock that one in, but the game will be decided momentarily as Vayne heads in Chuo Street uncontested. Another good game, another quick one.
Yeah. I'm wondering, you know, what's going to happen first. We're going to see F4 or Ace somehow manage to get the rest of these. I mean, 100 meter room actually now. We're not going to see that.
Sewers Graffiti sure is a route.
I'm
getting crucified by Nay after this, I think, for this board.
Yeah. The next board's Benton, right?
Let me check. I mean, yeah, sure. I know what
I mean, I've been enjoying seeing light Shibuya boards, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you know what?
A refreshing change of pace.
I'm gonna switch things up a bit. I'm gonna use this board instead of the one that I had queued up for Game 3, just because I didn't actually consider the order of the boards, I just generated them. Listen, someone has to do it. But there it is. Chuo Air 4 has been locked in by Vayne. That is the game confirmed for Cyberpunk 2066. 2-0 the lead. One more to go. And they might just play this one out for swag points for the double bingo off of Sewers Graffiti.
Ace just wants the bingo. The fabled Zingo.
And it will also be, you know, a pretty... didn't boost, it's fine. It'll also be, you know, a very, very quick blackout in this situation with Losa just now finishing off 99th Graffiti, 5 tags to go, and Ace finishing off Sewers here. It would be, you know, around a 12-minute blackout, which is very, very fast. Good stuff. This is some good, high-quality JSRF gameplay right now.
Yep. Looks like the teams are discussing. I think they do want to... I think Ace does want to finish this out. I mean,
it looks like they're just going to play it out.
Yeah. Yeah. For the fans.
Love to see it.
Always. We love the fans here at JSRF Bingo.
It's me. I'm fans. I'm sorry, bingo fans, but there are no bigger bingo fans than the bingo organizers. 99th Graffiti locked in by Losa, and the Rollberblades will pick up that consolation prize. And of course...
Ooh, classic climb from there.
Wouldn't be a bingo game without 100 meter room. Gotta get one of those in. And that'll, yeah, that'll pretty much lock in the The timer stopped because we had a player called GG. The game was actually
Yeah.
decided at 10:53 on the clock, so very,
I mean,
very
let's
quick.
name and shame. You'd think the one person that wouldn't say GG because they know it would stop the time would be the one that set the whole thing up. Ace.
I think Ace likes the timer to stop when the game is decided, though.
Yeah. Season
like,
7
that's a
tech? Hmm?
We'll think about it. Yeah, but 10:53 I think is when the Vayne Chuo Air was locked in to confirm the game, and then we're looking at about 12.5, 13 minutes for a complete blackout with a double graffiti, 2 long graffiti routes as well. Very, very quick.
Yeah, it's, I mean, just very, very good. I just want to, call attention to Jazz, and also, I agree we need an I Heart Bingo t-shirt, or I organise 6 seasons of Jet Set Radio Future Bingo and all I got was this lousy shirt.
I would wear that every day of
True,
my life.
so... Oh my god, Ace! Ace!
Ace, no! Don't die.
Take damage, take damage!
That would be the funniest end to this game. I did
I'm
ask
here
Ace
for
to
the
throw for
chaos.
content.
Yeah.
We need a longer board. We need to let the mix play out.
Oh my god. Is that 1 fall or 2 falls for death, though? That's the question. Never quite
looks
sure
like,
when it comes to
looks like 1 to me.
Yeah. Oh, when I say Jet Set Radio Future is the greatest game of all time, this is what I mean. 100-meter room, perfect design.
Alright, let me look at my boards real quick. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. That's the one.
Bingo!
There it is, the Z
The
Bingo
Zingo.
locked in. The Zingo. That's game 2 for Cyberfunk, locked in comprehensively. Let's see if our players are ready for the 3rd game of this best of 5.
No more Kogane begs the players. We will find out soon. Who could possibly expect 3 Kogane boards in a row? We'll find out soon.
Listen, I'm going to be completely honest and completely on the level here. When I generate these boards, I don't have like any... I don't have any indication of which regions are stronger. I just throw them into Bingo Sync and hope.
My god!
This is fine. This is fine. You know, Kagane and Benton are even. Shibuya's got more squares going on for it this time.
Koganane? Koganane? Can we call it that now?
I don't think they would appreciate that, given their sentiment for Kagane.
Oh my god. So, the players have seen the board.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm sure it is. I mean, it's
Nate
not
is safely
as
back in
stacked.
France and cannot kill me.
That's true, yeah. Nate had an opportunity to get both of us, and, well, we survived. Anyway,
different.
yeah, Kagane isn't as, like, stacked as it has been previously, you know. I was definitely memeing it up a bit. I mean, Shibuya Cho is still a bit light, but it does have Dogen Graffiti, of all things. I like Dogen Graffiti.
Yeah, big
what
fan of
else do
Dogen
we
Graffiti.
have? We've got...
We got Shibuya Platform, we got Shibuya Air 3, we got Hikage Air. So again, some pretty quick stuff in Shibuya Cho. It's just not super, super dominant. Also a bit more graffiti on this board. 3 graffitis
We've got
this time
the-
around.
We've got SDPP Graffiti, with 2 teams that I have beaten to SDPP Graffiti because they missed a spray. Kind of wild, actually.
Who will throw an SDPP today? Let's find out in Game 3 of Rollberblades
I mean, it came back
Cyberfunk.
around. It came back around, did it not? Right, let's see what's going on. We have players going to areas. Where will they
We
go?
sure do.
We have Losa going to Shibuya Cho, Vayne going to Bentencho, Nei going to Bentencho, and 7th Ace, uncontested, in Koganane.
Check out this row 1, by the way. You got Light Wall Ride and Wall Ride to Dark on that. which is a pretty cool starting play if you want to go for it.
Doesn't
Also, some
look...
pretty funny diagonals as well. I like the
comedy
the
diagonals.
top left to bottom right.
Oh yes. Okay, we've got the first two squares
Strong
marked.
start for Rollberblades.
Wall Ride 2 Dog, a classic.
We'll center square RDH points though from Ace. I really like that. Getting that board control early,
Yeah,
very
well,
quick
there you go.
square. You know, as decent as Kogane looks here, it wouldn't honestly be a bad play for Ace to just take this square and leave Kogane for the time being. Like, that's got to be the highest priority square on the board, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad at all. I mean, we've got
everything
some
else is
solid
not incredibly
first
fast.
Squares. I'm wondering about this because, you know, center square, but so far, Vayne has not had the opportunity to pick up anything. Looks like they are diverging now, though. Nationals going into Highway 0, with Vayne going into, I would assume, Sky Dino, Skadino. So let's have a look.
I wonder if Ace knows if they're contested in this area right now. Because if they think that they're possibly contested and just sniped their opponents in RDH, there's an angle that they leave. If not, and they know that they're uncontested, they could go deeper. It looks like they are leaving. So taking up the priority squares in RDH and then looking for something else elsewhere on the board. Like I said, everything else in Kogane, not super quick. You know, you've got to commit to bottom point for the most part. Special is fast in bottom point, but that's about it. Then you've got Sua's Tricks, Sua's Grind. RDH Tricks is not incredibly quick. RDH Special is not necessarily incredibly quick unless you want to fully commit to the area. So Ace says, no, it's time to get some more control. Dogen is 5 points, and if you can do it uncontested, that would be strong. Losa does show up in that area, but is actually choosing to leave.
I'm wondering what's going through Nay's head right now, because, you know, we've had two. Where would Nay be going? SDPP? Can't be going for Sky Dino, surely. S6. It's kind of a done deal. So I'm wondering, was there a grand plan? Because Nay had the choice there of going to Sky Dino or Highway 0. Sky Dino, 2 defaults and a tape. Highway 0, 1 default. I'm gotta wonder if that row 1 is looking nice, but with it relying on Dogen Graffiti and Dogen Tricks as well. I suppose blocking, I say Dogen Tricks, that diagonal Dogen Tricks is very important for Ace.
Ace working on the graffiti early here as well.
Yeah.
Uncontested. Sort of uncontested in Dogen. Los is here and might be able to pick up the souls and leave. And not have to commit to the graffiti. What have we got for... Dogen points does require you to commit for a lap though, so Losa might just be in an awkward situation just in general. Pretty quick top of observatory collect for Nay. Not a super high priority square, but, you know, points are points, and it keeps it 5-5 at this stage of the game. But Cyberfunk, I think, have already kind of visualized their win condition here with Ace already starting up on graffiti. Losa's going to do the back end of this. But I think... I don't know if Ace has tape. I don't think Ace has tape. I think they're just progressing through the level and working on graffiti. Yeah. So Losa might be trying to get a bit of everything here and end up getting nothing.
Yeah, the best thing Losa can do right now is to just focus on getting these souls and then going from there. Points 50k is a bit of a grim one if I remember correctly. But in the grand scheme of things, that row 5 would be a cheeky one. If Nay went to Rakokudai Heights right now, followed by Sewers, it would put him in a good spot. But that requires the Dogen 50k, and that requires Vayne to not do any blocking. And Nay going for Light Wall Ride, which is a kind of a committal square. You know, you've got to make your way out of 99th if you grab that.
Yeah, there's not much else going on now on that side of the map. It's a lot of time committed for 2 points. Top of Observatory and Light Wall Ride.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're going to get Light Wall Ride, and if you're uncontested in Benton, which Nay was, getting that late, I mean, okay, technically they weren't uncontested because Vayne was here, but Vayne got Dino, right? Vayne cleared house there. So Light Wall Ride Ney had the opportunity to get it early, chose not to, and chose to get it on the way out. And I think I prefer that overall, but the state of the game doesn't necessarily suit it in this situation. Dogan Graffiti is locked in by Ace, and I think people
Losa
have
committed.
figured out where they are now. Oh no, not again. Well, this means, Losa was here for the souls in the first place, right? It just means they've wasted a lot of time picking up Graffiti that they didn't need to get. But will still at least get the souls, and that kind of still works towards Rollberblades' win condition. They're still even on points.
Yeah.
The question is,
Bingo.
Vayne uncontested and RDH can pick up 2 squares here, and that really kind of ruins Rollberblades' plan in terms of setting up the bingo, because they can't get the column 1 and they can't get the row 5. The only thing they've got going for them really is the column 4. Still 2 graffitis on the board though, and they might go into bottom point here just to get that locked in. Bottom point special plus graffiti is 4 points that you can likely get pretty much uncontested if you're ahead, but Ace is not that far behind, and actually Ney is choosing sewers. Picks up the tape. Is this just tape and leave?
Tricks 45, maybe? Yeah, Tricks 45. I think Ney is going to try and deflect the final bingo threat that Cyberfunk can get. But if Ace doesn't go for that and goes into bottom point, again, to get 1 point, you're giving up 4, or 3 or 4, which isn't ideal in this scenario.
Yeah, it just feels like to me that Rollberblades just need that extra player on the map in this match, where they're trying to do a lot and they just don't necessarily have all the resources they need to do it. The execution has been pretty solid though. Ney will lock in Sewers grind 10. Actually, Ace is in bottom point right now, so can block off this column 4 bingo, as well as working towards the special soul and working towards graffiti as well.
Unless Ney,
this situation's not bad.
Rushes catwalk.
Like,
I
Ney
think
can
that's
get
Ney's
in here.
plan. But Ace would need to miss the Ney going for unlocks is just gonna be the end of end times.
I think Ace still wins this with Sexy Fish unless they miss it.
Misses Sexy Fish.
Still has to miss it a couple more times. It's a long way to go for Ney.
And there we go, second try Sexy Fish. That does put Ace in a good position to grab that soul, block that bingo. And yeah, I don't think there's a chance that...
Ney's working on graffiti.
Okay, Ney's going up for graffiti above all else, which would kind of not put him back in... Well, actually, no. I think that and Jazz. But Vayne snuck his way into bottom points.
There's so much happening in this game, and moment to moment, certain decisions seem good and then bad and then good again, just based on where everybody is and the squares that are being locked in. And we have Godsight, right? We can see everything that's happening, and we know just how good or bad a play is. For these players to be making these calls and having such a dynamic back and forth game in terms of shot calling, it's really exciting to watch.
There is no universe, in my humble opinion, where you see bottom point, you go into it and think, there's going to be 2 people here against me. There is no universe where you'd think that, which is the beauty of the play, is it not?
Sometimes you got to be unexpected, right?
Square to win. And with SDPP being worked on by Losa, Ney is going to be fending for their life.
This is really clever by Cyberfunk to call the co-op here. They were in a situation, Ace and Ney in particular were in a situation where they were kind of trading back and forth these objectives in the sewers area, right? The idea of going for certain sewers souls and trading back and forth in bottom point. It could go either way, but doubling down as Cyberfunk and putting both players here in bottom point means all those risks that were being taken are no longer risks.
The only bad play that I could potentially see is Ace going into SDPP, which would be an Ace move, but I think in this scenario really is just a case of you get a square, you win, right? Vayne leaving.
This is really interesting. Okay, so I was just thinking to myself, right? They've got 2 people in Kogane and they need 1 point to win. With the bottom point graffiti locked in, Cyberfunk just need that 1 more And
Hikage
rather
F4
than taking
is
the
there?
risk of not knowing where Nate is and getting sniped to Sua's tricks or Kibo points, they send Vayne out to the least likely square to be picked up right now, which is Hikage Air. I really
Well,
like
that's what
this.
we're assuming. I would not put it past Ace to say, let's go STP graffiti. It'd be cheeky.
It's been a long time since like Losa marked a square. Well, no, Losa marked Jazz, and that was 2.5 minutes ago, or 2 minutes ago, right?
I mean,
so I
Vayne
think they
going
have
to
a
Air
decent
4?
enough read doing the maths, knowing that Losa is likely in STPP, which makes Hikage Air 4 the play in this situation. And this is similar to what they did in the previous game, where they go to the square that's least likely to be picked up by the opposition, the square that's least likely to be contested, just as absolute confirmation that they can get that 1 point. It negates any threat of any snipes.
Yeah, and
Ace
it's
kind of schmoovin through sewers again.
I think the big takeaway I have for this entire board is $ eyes, I think, for Nastranus. They saw the big plays, the risky plays, and they went for them. Which, unfortunately, with just a smooth and steady stream of squares, that board control really did tip the scales in Cyberfunk's favour.
There it is, Hikage
That is
Air 4
game.
locked in. That's the game. Cyberfunk 2066 take the win 3-0. And I'm not going to say the line, because I know everyone's going to meme on me for saying the line again, but that was a
It
good
was
series.
close. First game was down to 1 square. You cannot say
Yeah.
it wasn't close.
It was, first game was fantastic. Again, one of the best games of bingo I've seen this season. Second 2 games, also very interesting strategically, lots of good like mechanical plays. Definitely another one to rewatch. Great series overall. And Cyberfunk take the win, moving on into the grand finals to take on Team Hype Beasts. That's going to be a
Ace,
banger.
you know, the practice on both Kibo and Sue has paid off in the end. I mean, even that Tricks 45 snipe nay. Very good.
All right, well, let's see if our players want to come in and do a little chatting.
I mean, I'm interested. I'm gonna say this right now. Ekla made the boards. Nay, you know, do your worst.
Nay, please don't kill me.
It's Ekla's birthday. They get Kogani as a treat.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, please don't kill
Hello,
me.
I've
I'm-
already sent the Bitcoin assassin. They're on their way. I know it's your birthday, so you get your birthday assassination, Nikki.
Thank you very much.
Only happens once in a lifetime. You should be really thankful for that.
The first and last I'll ever get.
Happy birthday, Aki, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Happy
Couldn't
birthday.
have chosen a better thing to be doing
birthday.
on my birthday. I love bingo.
Let's go, bingo.
Great birthday present. Fantastic
bingo.
series. Really enjoyed watching this. Game 1, I said it on the commentary, but that's one of the best games of bingo I watched this season, if not
Is it?
ever.
I
Yeah,
felt like
game 1 was
I rolled
wow.
my ace and
So-
Vayne the whole game because I made a bad decision. I made a bad start in IBH and missed all the things that I could have sniped. And
Oh,
then
no.
everything was sad.
It was a really good game to watch from like a neutral
I
perspective,
guess, but
I
very
suppose.
one-sided.
Game 1 was not one-sided again. Game 1 was very, very close. The second 2 games were less close, but nonetheless still like a lot of interesting strategic back and forth and a lot of really good execution. I think everyone was just playing really well today. A lot of the time there was a lot of really stylish movement to watch, which is one of the best parts of bingo. And we're already on StarCraft. Let's go, Ace. This is my favorite bit of the
Hell
season, by the
yeah.
way. It's everyone just loading up another game to play up to the match.
God. Next season, I'm gonna start Roblox or an idle game or RuneScape. Well, same thing.
Does anyone have any particular thoughts about this game? I realize, you know, I like picking out particular points of the game for you
Not
people
really.
to remember
Like, they
after
played
just...
extremely well in the first 2 games. Third game there was more back and forth, but they made the right decision at the end by going double bottom points and beating me to the bingo. And that's all.
Yeah, that co-op was very, very clever.
extremely smart on their end, which, you know, it's Ace. So
Yeah, going back to my classic,
I
I always appreciate it.
my classic commentary bit of Ace really knows their win conditions, but that was absolutely true.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Vayne, your movement is so freaking good for someone who's been playing this game for like 4 months.
I'm like
Sub
6.
136.
Huge.
So
We're gaming.
We do a little bit of gaming.
I don't have a lot of questions because I don't know what happened. I heard game
Yeah.
1 was like the greatest game
Yeah.
or something, and I'm like, we played a video game, we
Yeah.
tried, we
Yeah.
did some stuff. I don't know the other
We
half
did
of
mark
what made it.
squares.
One
Yeah.
square games are
Just
always
have to
fun
be
to
here.
watch.
Yeah, I mean, I love watching a game that isn't decided, right? And the best thing about that was like a 10-minute game, and it went down to the final square.
Mm.
And game 2 was like that as well. It was a very fast-paced game that it was decided a little bit quicker, but it was basically a full blackout board within 12 minutes. Like, this was a very, very fast series, but
Yeah,
it
those
felt
were quick.
competitive. It wasn't
Yeah, it
like
was
a
really
stomp.
fast for a best of 5
And that's what
Best of 7
happens when
next
you
season?
put.
or best of
Well,
whatever.
hold
we're
on. There were a total. Let me make sure this board. I'm counting this board real fast. 4, 6. There were a total of 35, I believe, Kogane squares out of 75 possible squares
Mhm.
generated. You're
Yeah,
gonna
what the
get
fuck-
Kogane's
fast
the biggest
games
area,
when I
it's
don't
fine.
have to run anywhere. No, there's a bingo board
Valid.
waiting, so it's weighted by subregion, not by level. So you
That's
don't.
far too technical for my understanding.
Yeah, too smart.
I just
Explain this
generate
in-
boards.
Can you explain this in Fortnite terms, please?
So
Ace
when
Bats,
you
take it
go
away.
for the floss, what you have to do is make sure to #1 Victory Royale Ninja building OP bullshit.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, good.
When
I
good.
get what you're saying.
When you
now.
put all the blue chests in tilted towers, everyone's gonna go there.
Right.
Hold on, you
See, that's
actually know
actually
things.
like that's actual Fortnite.
Now you're
lingo,
speaking
damn.
my language.
Yeah, that's actually has played
Thank you,
some.
Ace Bats, Fortnite player.
I got it from my
Uh,
teammate. What can I say?
Yep.
Wow, I can't believe
Spots?
Twinkachu plays Fortnite.
I meant Sylvie, but yeah.
I meant my
Pikachu
favorite
Fortnite Sylvie
teammate.
squad
Oh,
of all time.
you know what I'm sad about? No one took the SDPP bait in this game.
What do you
a
mean
shame.
no one
Go-
took the SDPP bait this game?
To rush SDPP graffiti. That
No,
sounds
it's
like
just
a
on the board.
challenge run.
I wanted to see someone do it just because funny things happen in SDPP graffiti.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's a curse.
We're
not
gonna-
quite silly enough to do that.
Yeah, do a bingo challenge run where the first square you have to mark is SDPP graffiti, then win the game.
Sua's special first square. Bingo challenge run where all the 4 corners are Sua's special.
Oh my god.
New pinball.
Yeah, we've been. How many times can you do SCP?
How many times can you climb 100-meter?
Yeah, you have
When
to
can we
re-unlock
mod it
then
to make,
re-pick
like,
it up.
Infinite
Pinball,
100-meter room.
pinball, but every square is on the board twice, and it's co-op. So each player has
Oh.
to do it. Or it's not co-op. Each player has to do it.
Oh, we've been told to shut up and listen to the music. I see. It's time.
Ooh. God. Anyway,
Anyway,
I
we gotta
think
keep
it's
talking and let
important
the
to
song play
highlight-
out.
Yeah, I think we've got to highlight that all these games were so quick, despite the fact that it was a best of 5. It's the kind of game which makes me wish we had additional content to show off, so we didn't have a really quick stream. If
What a shame.
only-
We don't have any of that.
If only one of our bingo pinball players decided, you know what, I want to do a perfect pinball project this season.
No.
That's never happened before.
If
no one's
only
ever said that.
someone got last place and decided, what if I just got first instead?
Nah, I'd win.
Well,
I think that's exactly what
unfortunate.
we have, though.
We do, but we gotta keep stalling. We gotta let the song play out.
Okay. So we don't
My
have
hard
that
work cannot
yet.
go unappreciated.
He's downloading it right now.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway,
Let's
thank you all
explore.
for playing Bingo.
Yeah, thank you, Nay and Losa. Really appreciate it.